the President Zelensky press conference, and there were 4 other leaders, and it was the the press conference was about the results of the work of the coalition of the willing, because as you know, Russia carries on bombing and the winter's coming, and Ukraine is struggling because the infrastructure, the civilian infrastructure is suffering a lot. And so just today I was talking to my friend, and she had her baby last week in Kiev, and she said we returned to our flat and I was just crying because it was so cold. And so it's tough, it's very tough, and Russia and Putin particularly, they carry on with their attacks. And yesterday there was attack in Kharkiv on nursery, kindergarten. I don't know, have you seen that footage, the pictures when the firefighters and the rescue workers, they were carrying these children who were crying and asking for their moms? So it's heartbreaking. And today when I was at the press conference, and you could see this heaviness, you could see that it's really one of the, it's important, and the leaders, they were trying to see how they help military-wise, how they can help financially, and also obviously to restore and somehow support and protect the infrastructure in Ukraine. So it's quite grim, but I was sitting there, and when the leaders came to the room, President Zelensky, the Danish Prime Minister, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, Mark Rutte was there as well, and also there was, it's not just, it wasn't just the representatives, the coalition of the willing. It felt like the coalition of decent people, because when you know how hard it is without electricity, without warmth, and in Ukraine climate is quite severe, so it's already cold, people can freeze in their apartments. And I just said about my friend who just gave birth to a little boy, and it was just heartbreaking. And there's one thing, the situation on the front line is quite serious, but I asked you previously what kind of questions or question would you ask President Zelensky if you could, and you know what? I quite like a lot of them. I had my question as well, and I was I did my best to ask the question. And I know if I didn't have that chance. I'll explain you why. It's just the whole setup was the way that each leader had only one, and there was 5 of them, and each leader had only one media, and it was agreed before the start of press conference. And I wasn't part of the agreement, as you can imagine, as an independent journalist. But I tried my best. I make myself visible. So I hope for the next gathering of the leaders. Oh, Camila, hello, hello. Lots of love to Sweden from London. And it's, it just, it was, they came together, they were very united, they were very strong. And I think that's exactly what drives Putin crazy, because Putin's approach is divide and conquer. And here's, we have European leaders, we have American sanctions against Russia and its oil companies, and it's important to do today. So it was quite good. And when I was looking at President Zelensky, he looked tired. You can imagine, it's like each day new country, and this fighter jets, Gripen, they signed historical agreement with the Swedish maker. So the new Gripen will be delivered to Ukraine, and I know the Ukrainian pilots have been already testing it. They did maneuvers, so it's not something new for them, and they're very much prepared. And when I was when I was asking one of my friends who've been trained as pilots for F-16, he explained that F-16 that delivered to Ukraine. Леві, доброго вечора. So those F-16 that delivered to Ukraine and Ukraine used, that's not, you know, the newest. It's not the most sophisticated, but the Gripen, when they will be delivered to Ukraine, they will be as equal. So we will have this equal sophisticated new machines as Russia has, so it will be so much easier. And as I was explained, the Gripen, they are much easier to service them, they are easier to use them, and they need to take off, they need just 2 buttons, and they can attach to it bombs, or they can attach missiles. So the Gripen machine was, these fighter jets, they were created with the idea, what if the conditions, what if the situation is not very helpful? And so we have, if the situation is challenging, which it is in Ukraine, and while Ukrainians will have new machine, sophisticated machine, and easy with everything. So, and the Swedes, they will have, they will see how it proves itself in the active war, in the big war. So the kind of like both countries will win. So hopefully it will happen soon. Also, do you know, when I was sort of like, I was keeping my fingers crossed and hoping, I'll do my best, I'll ask the question, and it didn't happen. But the question I have, I know President Zelensky could have very cool answer to it. And when I saw him today and he was very tired, and I was thinking, how tired he is. Is he able to, you know, to show himself at his best? Is he able to joke? Is he? And so why I didn't ask the question? Because each leader had prearranged, and there was agreed that each leader has just one media they have to choose. And he was chosen one of the Ukraine media, the team who traveled with the president from Ukraine. So it's obviously obvious choice. But there were other journalists who were kind of like attached to the other leaders, but they also, a part of their leaders, they were having part of their questions for President Zelensky. And he had, you know, the spirit, he had this ability, a part of giving serious, strong, powerful answers. He was still joking. So that was fun. And, you know, it's quite a chemistry. You know, it's quite a chemistry in the room, because there's so many journalists from different countries, different media, different pools. Each leader travels with their own journalist, and then journalists here in the UK. So it's, you can imagine, it's quite a lot. And there's sort of like the chemistry. And I really like all the leaders who've been today. It's just, you can see how they comfortable with each other, how they're supporting, how they maneuvering, and because the situation is quite serious. And it's not just about Ukraine. It's not about Ukraine's security, future, or how to survive this winter, or how to find money for the next year, or to go through for the country, you know, because when you under every night under attack, and how to survive, how to keep it going. So obviously EU coalition were going to help financially, and Danish Prime Minister, she said they have deadline by before Christmas, so they will tell us how they're gonna do, how they're gonna keep supporting Ukraine. And today it was quite interesting to sort of all European leaders, obviously UK and America, they sort of united against Putin, and Putin really doesn't like it. He's really angry, and I don't know, have you missed it, but he was already threatening. He was recently doing sort of his roundabouts, and he was failed joking about toilets. He got confused. He thought the EU forbid to buy Russian toilets, and that was sort of like the idea of his joke, which is quite absolutely no taste and no sense of humor whatsoever. But the news is EU decided not to sell European toilets to Russia. So, and a part of his misunderstanding of the news, the whole joke was rude, and he kept threatening. So he doesn't like the idea of tomahawks. I suspect during his conversation when they cancelled Budapest with Donald Trump obviously got disappointed again with Vladimir Putin, and they agreed, sort of, Trump has to look strong. So they agreed that there will be sanctions, but no tomahawks for the time being. But long-range missiles coming from the UK. And President Zelensky, who has sense of humor and nevertheless tiredness, exhaustion, and very intensive schedule, he was joking there, saying, well, before these sanctions, we had our Ukrainian sanctions with our drones, and now we have American sanctions against Russian oil companies. It is important, but it's not all. And one of the journalists who was lucky to ask the question, he's asked European leaders, why did you wait so long? Why do you need to go so far? And, you know, without this strong unity, strong answer to Putin, why are you waiting for? But I think, I mean, obviously the leaders were giving their answers. The problem is, now the threat from Russia feels everywhere. So it's and obviously Ukraine will join NATO sooner rather than later, and but it feels like tomahawks is the trigger for Putin. And usually, you know, before threatening or doing some serious statements, before Putin actually does it, Peskov would be saying, like, for 2 or 3 days, like, it's coming, something serious is coming, it's gonna be big, it's gonna be so big. And this time, Putin, there was no announcement, there was no warning, there was nothing. And then out of blue, joke about toilets, absolutely inappropriate. And then he was sort of threatening. No, I don't know. It's just strong, smart leader who cares about own country, and Putin, not even close to it, wouldn't do it. Let's have a look. What were you saying? I can see you. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. It's Camilla, love to Sweden from London. Oh, what I'm doing. Only me. I really appreciate your Ukrainian. And доброго вечора. Доброго вечора, only me. Ivan, I'm good. I liked, I haven't been out with the other journalists and this press conference, sort of like chemistry, quite some time. Last time it was last year. So it was good. I like that. It's nice to be back. Oh, Amelia, you enjoying this channel? Oh, that's so nice. Thank you, Amelia. My heart is melting. I'm good. I'm tired, but I'm excited and good. And sort of. And by the way, I was filming all the way, and my picture editor will put it together, and I will release like separate blog about today. And let's see. So I hope you will enjoy it as well. Amelia, it's about Ukraine. It's about obviously war and global affairs. Feel, wrong channel. Reg Hussein, Gripen was made for the type of war and the situation. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's what sort of my understanding after talking to one of the Ukrainian pilots, fighter jet pilots. So yeah, it's sort of like this plane, like perfect solution. An important moment is so versatile, and it's going to be super modern. It's going to be super modern, and so Russia will feel it. Oh, they will feel it. Okay. Tommy, awesome, Jenny. I'll give you. Oh, thank you, Tommy. Tommy, guys, who hasn't subscribed? Please do. It's really helping. Okay, feel trying really hard. Yeah, how can we block you? Feel, can we block you? Okay. Okay. So goodbye, feel. Rakuhu is saying something. I guess it's in Swedish. Okay, I don't understand it. Only me. NATO would be privileged to have Ukraine as a member. Absolutely. Absolutely, because with the war right now, or after the war, Ukraine will have very active and very good prepared soldiers. I know many of them who haven't been in the army, and they planning to stay there and to carry on serving. So Ukrainians can be very good defenders, or some peace missions, or instructors all over the world. So there will be lots of it. I recently recorded such an exciting interview. I was really charmed, and it's one of the things, it can be controversial, but I was really, it's an interview from the Frontline. And you know, half an hour before this interview, it was supposed to be cancelled because it was some attack on it, and there was disruption of internet and electricity, just everything. So while we were trying to figure out when better to be back, and the speaker says, oh, the electricity is back, let's do it when we agreed. So we had this interview. I can't give you a lot, but it's something very exciting, and I know you appreciate, you like interviews from the Frontline. So it's all prepared for you, coming soon. You won't be disappointed. Okay. Okay, yes, right. I can see we have skeptical approach. It's fine. You have right to do that. You probably even supporting Russia. Everyone learning from own mistakes. You're very welcome to do yours. Only me saying, I really enjoyed your last video, very informative. Yes, Dmytro Zolotukhin, he explained the Ukrainian aspect of Kremlin money in the British politics. Yeah, he was amazing. He was amazing, and I loved talking to him, and then we listened with my team afterwards. Yes, and I did a couple picture editor carted a few shorts about it to explain, and on Sunday we trying the British aspect of the Kremlin money in the British politics will be partly covered this Sunday. Some of the guests you will recognize, is one of the big supporters of Ukraine, and he's legend among journalists. He is a writer, he is columnist, he is politician. He tried his chances, so I won't give too much, but please join. It won't be long, and please join on Sunday. We'll carry on. I think the British side of the Kremlin money and attempts to interfere in British politics quite important. I think we will carry on with a few other episodes, but I'm preparing a lot of interesting things for you. Oh, thank you. You've been subscribing a long time. Great channel, Jenny. Woohoo. Thank you. I really appreciate. I really appreciate you guys. Your comments. Your if you long time with you, you know it's a rough time. It's tough for me right now, but I'm doing my best to deliver, to do for you whenever I can. Some days I just really can't, but I'm trying really hard, and I hope with time it will be easier. Thank you for being here. Thank you. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. Okay, hello Aries, hi. Hi, Raghu Hussein. Yes, it was in Swedish. I was just saying there's a lot of Serb supporters spamming for Ukrainian channels. Yes, they do, and well, let's say it's recognition in a way. We just ignore them. Just wanted to tell you also at the press conference there was General Zaluzhny. You know, who is right now Ukrainian ambassador in London. Obviously, he's supporting President Zelensky while he's here. And, you know, he's super popular in Ukraine. And there's lots of speculation that he might be going in politics, that he might be going to be the next president or something like that. Well, it's very thin ice. And I didn't discuss any of those things, you know, because everyone tense and just waiting for the leaders to come over. And I was excited and hoping I can ask my question, but it wasn't the case. So it was an honor to meet him, and he's so popular. He's so loved and so respected in Ukraine. And you know, it's just I'm not that old, but I'm a big girl enough to remember when I was ashamed for Ukrainian leaders, where there was the politician from Ukraine, and you just like, you would better burn in hell rather than being associated with them. This time in history, probably toughest or one of the toughest for Ukraine, but I'm so proud of our leaders. And President Zelensky, even being tired, you know, he has the sparkle within him, and you just can't get it anywhere. Okay, Pavel saying hi, nice to see you. Hello, Pavel. Nice to see you too. Gael saying we have currently a petition in France for Sky Shield. It is also the case in the UK. Have you any thoughts about it? Do you know, I don't. I will check it. And you know what? I was going to have a friend in France, and we were going to do a live this week about France and the Ukrainians in France. Look, I will save this and I'll come back on it. We either do the episode or just do the live about it, because I think it's very important. This summer I was in France quite some time, and can I just say I do love France. It wasn't my first time, and I would like to come back and to cover France more on the podcast. So I will save, I just now will do the screenshot with it and just save it, and we will be back for it. It's a good point. I didn't know about it. So Gail, I will back. Thank you. Because, you know, this kind of support, this kind of initiative is really inspiring, because especially for Ukrainians who right now are struggling and they just dread and thinking about this winter, when people in France thinking about them and doing efforts and supporting and gathering money or petition, anything, it means a lot. Vuchko saying, I moved to Ukraine 11 years ago. Wife is Ukrainian. Oh, congratulations, good choice. She had fled in Kyiv. Oh my God, it's Donetsk region. Yeah. It's even DNR. Okay, DNR. Donetsk People's Republic. Okay, Russian occupation. Okay, she lost the flat. Yeah, I bought a new one in Pokrovsk. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. And it was flattest Pokrovsk, it was destroyed in March this year. I'm so sorry. I've been in Pokrovsk 2 years ago in summer. Pokrovsk back then was the last stop if you're traveling by train from Kiev, and not far from Pokrovsk my cousin was with his unit, so I spent like a little bit more than 24 hours there on the positions. I can't say in trenches because it wasn't really in trenches, but it was like 10 kilometers to Russians. It was okay. I felt it's a strange feeling, like you feel you found your place. I didn't want to go back to civilized world, and I'm glad I did. It was a good experience. It was good, very inspiring, and very, you know, I'm Ukrainian, but I love Ukrainian people so much, you know, for their bravery, for courage, for ability to prioritize country sovereignty over everything. So I do. Wichko saying, will you be doing some episodes of the people of Pokrovsk? You know, I would love to. President Zelensky says Pokrovsk holds. Yeah. But all our homes are destroyed. We can never go back. IDP in west of Ukraine. Do you know, it's actually a good idea. Let's do let's do the episode about people in Pokrovsk. Yeah, we have to. If you could see description of the YouTube channel, if you would like to be part of it, just email me and we will do it, and I'll find other people as well about Pokrovsk. I have a bit of footage from Pokrovsk. It was very briefly. I just got off of the railway station, we went to the position, and then I was back. But I will never, I will never leave Ukraine, even though I can. Yeah, what do you love about Ukraine? Here to the end. Well, hopefully to the very happy end. Yeah, we will. Yes, Rag Wu Hussein, I lived in France for 5 years, 88 to 93, and then I left France, and when I retire, I will move there. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's very nice. People so lovely. And this time when we went, and it was first summer holidays with my daughter without my husband, and we had a day with my daughter just to embrace Paris and the suburb of Paris, and then we traveled sort of east and south of France. That was really good. Yeah, people lovely, food delicious, and as a driver, because we were driving there, I love France. So far is my favorite place to drive. I just love your motorways, your roads, and driving in France, I realize how UK is overpopulated. So yeah, France is love forever. Gail, we truly care. Gail, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for your endless kindness. Thank you. Andrei Balaban, will you do an interview with Dixon Myers in Ukraine? Andrei, I have no idea who is Dixon, but I'll check him out, and I hope he will. Yes, it's just this Wichko, I'm very sorry for losing home, for seeing this devastation of Pokrovsk. It's just heartbreaking, and it's so many lives. It's just, guys, but we're stronger, we're united, and we can do it. We will win. Putin is angry, his economy is crushing, and just, is it today or yesterday, the head of his central bank said, oh, the forecast of the growth of economy in Russia won't be supported, 4% as we agreed. So the situation is very sad for them, and they are losing. They are, I would say they lost already, but we need to stop attacks, we need to stop deaths, and it's almost 4 years of war. almost 4 years, and it's just we should stop, and we should just destroy Kremlin, give Putin his own medicine. I just wanted to remind you again. And please, I think at the beginning of next week we will release this video I was filming for you, just to give you a bit of feeling and atmosphere, because when you as a journalist go in there, it's a bit different, you know. You just you're waiting, and then it's like setup, and there's all, you're very restricted what you can do, you can't do, and all of those things. So as much as I could, and this time I was without a cameraman, so it's all my footage. So I hope you won't be disappointed. But I just wanted to say this. I don't know how much you actually reading and following the news feed, but President Zelensky traveled to the UK, and seeing these leaders is not just about photo protocol. It's not about just shaking hands. It's about to keep the unity. It's about to discuss and being proactive in the next step, where to take money in 2026, how to support Ukraine 27. So all those things, it needs to be done. And training, UK did an amazing job training pilots, infantry. By the way, last year in November I released 2 videos, 2 special reports from the training grounds with pilots, and Interflex, the Operation Interflex with infantry. So I traveled with my cameraman to the training ground. I met Ukrainian recruits who was yesterday doctors or students or teachers, and there was father and son. They used to work for railway, and they joined together. They joined together to defend Ukraine. I hope all well with them. I didn't have, you know, because when you're on kind of place, you're not allowed to take their contacts, to check on them and to see how their life going. So I hope they're all alive and all well with them. And when we went to film the pilots, those who were training for F-16, it was exciting because the weather was supposed to be dreadful, and majority of people dropped off. They decided not to go because the flying wasn't the option. Me and the Turkish TV, they decided to go, and we had pilots, Ukrainian pilots, and there's fantastic instructors. It was just blast, and the weather was fantastic. And we had flying, we had this, we had that. So if you're interested in that kind of report, special reports, please check Operation Interflex. Yes, there was 2 different reports with pilots and infantry. And if you watch it, let me know what you think. Let me know, and we will discuss. It was fun. It was really fun. I love that. It was so much life and atmosphere just to show you. Which could come back. What do I love about Ukraine? My ancestry is former Yugoslavia, right? Father Bosnian and mother Serbian. Wow, quite a mix. Ukrainians are my true Slavic brothers and sisters. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Which was saying, you still see more Russian flags flying in Serbia than in Russia. Oh, wrong side of the history. What you can do. We hope they will be back on the right side, and you know, because it's not just about it's fascism, it's Russianism, which brings so much grief, and it's a danger to all of us decent people, unfortunately, and it should be stopped, and it will be stopped, and because we're stronger, we're united, and we're together. Oh, Reku Hussein, Vuchka spent years in former Yugoslavia in 90s and early 2000. Guys, you have a lot of to talk. So I just want to Guys, I just want to remind you that today was really, really successful and such an achievement for the past week with President Zelensky and his successful visits to Sweden and then Brussels and then London. I honestly don't know where he goes after London, but it was a lot of victories, a lot of progress and a lot of support for Ukraine, financial, long-range missiles, from the UK, and obviously sanctions from the US, and there will be more good news. And so keep together, and we stronger together, and we won't allow Putin to divide us no matter what. And I just remind you that on Sunday on the podcast on this channel, we will carry on exploring the situation with Russian money in the British politics, and many other interesting things I'm already preparing you. This week was busy. I managed to do interviews, and I'm booking next week guests. It will be lots of kind of things, and you will be excited. You will be excited, interested, and please just stay here, subscribe, share, like, and if you can to support as a member, we would really appreciate, because me and my picture editor and cameraman, if I need to go on the place and I need support, I have two of them and they both geniuses. They're very excited to deliver for you, so stay with us, and if you're interested in topics or ideas, or you would like to be part of the channel, you have stories to share like we did today, please do. I appreciate, and my email is quite easy to find, so let's get in touch and let's do it. And Wuchko saying, the bad years, my father's side from Bosnaki Noiv, they lost everything, now it renames Novgorod and is part of Republika Srpska. My mother's Serbian side are all okay in Belgrade. Okay. Okay, Val. Lots of love to Australia. Oh, it's lovely to have you, Camila. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your love, for your support. I send you lots of love to Sweden. By the way, I might be filming in Sweden. We're preparing something special. So yeah, if I do, I'll have live from Sweden. But we just trying, we're just journalists. We're digging, we're researching, trying to bring you the yummiest, the, if we can, exclusive. And so I will stop, because I will give away things before I actually delivered or got it or booked it. So, but yes, we're working there, and hopefully we will be filming in Sweden soon. So Wuchko is asking, were you part of Peacekeepers or OPFOR? And Rakwu Hussein, I was stationed as for Bosnia in Tuzla, Doboj, Sarajevo. Wuchko, sorry for the typos. No, it's okay. So guys, you keep talking, and Rakwu Hussein, I was both in for UN, and then IFOR, and then SFOR. I also was in Kosovo in 2000 and 6 months in Macedonia, Petrovets. Oh, guys, thank you for coming. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for sending your love. And for me, for the podcast, for Ukraine. And I'll keep doing my best and work for you. Thank you. Thank you that you are here. And whenever you, however, or whenever, by all means, please support this platform. We will grow. It's big, and for more people to hear and to be part of our fantastic community, we will win. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I'm Jenny Klochko. Have a lovely evening, fantastic weekend, and don't forget, Sunday, 10 o'clock, podcast. I prepared another episode for you. and there will be more. Thank you. Thank you, Rehu. You have a great channel with interesting videos. Mwah. Thank you. Guys, take care. Thank you for being part of my community. Sending you lots of love. We will win.